Welcome to the You, Me, and Disney podcast. Hi, welcome back. I'm Nikki.
I'm Shawn.
How was your week?
Oh, my week was good. How was yours?
It was all right. We're back. It's early today.
It's
Struggling.
It's very early, and I am struggling. So we'll see how this goes. Not that that matters to anybody, but I liked last week your recommendation about the Daily Buzz.
Disney Buzz.
Disney Buzz. That's right, Disney Buzz. So I actually wrote it down. So let me do some housekeeping first.
Yeah, what I feel like we had a lot.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, we were good last week. Everything we said was correct.
Okay, good.
So the only housekeeping I have was our last minute breaking news last week was the fire in Epcot.
Yep.
It wasn't what I speculated. It was not somebody smoking crack. It was a refrigerator cooler.
Yep.
It got squashed. I mean, I guess the firefighters came over there and put it out as fast as possible. So no one was harmed, thankfully, and I guess everything was back open around 8:30ish. So everybody was allowed to go back in, and
No injuries, no nothing.
nothing. So, and I don't think it was major damage. I mean,
They did evacuate Remy's, right?
they
Sorry.
evacuated, I think, that whole pavilion area, pretty much. Yeah, the La Creperie and all of that stuff. So, but they were able to come back and get the rides running and everything else by 8:30 at night. So
No damage, which we love.
yes. So that's that's housekeeping for last week. This week's Disney Buzz for the week of 3/31.
Oof.
Doesn't that sound good? That sounds official, right?
Yeah, it does.
Like inside edition.
I love it.
What did you say? What was the reason we chose the word buzz?
Because we want our love for Disney to spread to infinity and beyond.
Let's sit.
Super dork.
Let's sit in that for a minute.
No, we don't have to, obviously. I just like buzz because it's how words, the definition I said is how, news spreads by word of mouth.
I love it. I love it. So our first buzzy story for this week is Festival of Fantasy. The parade, right?
Yeah, I love the festival.
We love it. We love it. Nothing major. It's just a balloon popped. Mickey's balloon popped.
What do you mean Mickey's book? Like his big...
The balloon at the very end of the parade. You know how it's like it goes through all the characters, Tangled, and Anna and Elsa on a flow, and everybody else. Minnie and Mickey are at the very end. There was video of them sitting in that hot air balloon with a deflated balloon off to the side. So I just thought that was a little interesting thing. Like we seem to be having a lot of glitches or hiccups and things like that, but they're persevering and they're moving forward. It was fixed by the next day. I just thought it was interesting that it happened. And it happened.
They can't stop the parade.
It happened while I was writing down stories. Like as I was actually doing this, I was like, what's going on, blah 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 blah, and I was like, front lines. I was like, Mickey's balloon pops, and I'm watching the video of it, and Mickey's like kind of like almost like an old school tent where he's kind of creeping out the side of it, and he's waving to people like, "Hello, friends," like it looked ridiculous. So.
That sucks for people who have never been to Disney and that was their first experience for the
Right,
Fantasy. We've never watched the Festival of Fantasy at the end over by
Train stations.
by the train station. I was going to say the restaurant Tony and Penny's.
Oh yeah.
Never sat. Yep. We like to sit closer to the very beginning. I'm going to save that for my hack, actually. So you keep going with your stories.
Anyway, moving right along. Last week we talked about the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, time out. I did look up. Sorry to interrupt you. There is no correct way. People say it Caribbean or they say it Caribbean. I looked up the proper definition of pronouncing the word, and it is pronounced both.
If we were British and we lived in the United Kingdom, we would pronounce it the Caribbean. We wouldn't say the Pirates of the Caribbean. We wouldn't say Caribbean. We'd say Caribbean.
I'm just telling you that I looked it up.
Caribbean.
Anyway, go.
Caribbean.
So Pirates of the Caribbean.
Caribbean. I don't even think you can make a poll on that and like actually ask how to pronounce it properly.
Yeah, I'm just saying that.
Because it's still spelled the same way. It's potato, right?
That's my point. Tomato. Yes, go.
Caribbean. Well, that goes to like the key and K. Is it Key or K? I think in America, we pronounce it Key, like Key West, Key Largo. But in other countries, I think it is pronounced K.
I thought we already established that it's Castaway K, not Castaway Key.
Correct. Because it resides in another country, it technically is in the Bahamas.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to look that up too.
Okay, sorry.
So we're yeah, this is
Pirates.
a
We're just
grammar.
gonna call
This
it
isn't a
Pirates.
grammar podcast. But the pirates, they had on the boat ride over in Adventureland that we love, that I love. We talked about last week. They're building a pirates lounge. A bunch of the walls came down. They're all down.
Oh, they are?
They're down. It looks like the old school gift shop. Excuse me, with the exception of a lot of props are missing. You know, when you'd walk in and there'd be boxes on top of boxes and
Like trunks.
trunks. Disney loves decorating, right?
Mhm.
A lot of these decorations are missing.
Well, they're probably not done.
No, they're done. They're done. It's back to wide open. So that leads me to speculate, did they run out of like
Paraphernalia?
paraphernalia and they're poaching? They're like, nobody's gonna notice. But when you walk off the ride and there's a big void and there's like lines on the floor where there used to be a huge steamer trunk and now it's missing. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people are wondering, like, are they opening this area up so that they could fit more people in it as a holding area for the lounge?
We talked about that the last time. That is a funnel way when you get out of the ride. There's a bathroom there.
Mhm.
There's a crystal little area there where you can buy crystals right outside.
Right outside, yep.
So it's kind of a funnel way. I feel like a lot of people congregate, I would say is the best word, there.
Yeah.
A lot of people congregate, whether it's raining, whether it's not raining. It's just a choke point because you're coming around the corner. If you come from Frontierland,
Yep.
the back way,
Yep.
people are coming in that way to use the bathroom. It's just, so maybe they just wanted it more opened up.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll be curious to see actually how this all plays out when it's open.
Disney never does anything that isn't intentional. Never.
Yeah,
So
whether
it-
whether it's good or bad, right.
Whether, they took the trunks out because, yes, they did put them somewhere else. Maybe they're trying something. I mean, usually when a lot of people make comments, I feel like, oh, this used to have a lot more paraphernalia or this, that, and the other. Like, eventually something will happen. But Disney never does anything on accident. It's not, like you said a couple weeks ago or last week, this isn't Six Flags.
Right.
Like,
right.
there's very big thought into what's going on. So like you said, even if it is a holding pattern or a holding area
Yeah.
for the lounge, I guess we'll have to see.
I'll tell
The
you.
lounge is done.
No, the lounge is not done. Just how they were kind of sharing that combined
stupid
space.
large walls were up to.
Yeah, the large walls were up so they could do their, maybe build more permanent walls so they can now start working on the interior of that pirate lounge area. The reason I think, and this is merely speculation, that it is a holding area is because in the new lounge, the DVC lounge over where the shooting gallery was, the wait was hours. So many people wanted to get in. The capacity was hours. I've heard it was 3 hours to 4 hours to go in that lounge and hang out.
I don't ever want you to speak of that lounge. I told you I don't like it. I'm mad that the shooting game is gone. I get it. I don't think DVC needs another lounge, but that's just me personally.
I get free soda and chips.
Of course they do.
Free soda. Imagine all that free soda, vending machines, chips,
Amazing.
air conditioning, all the free good stuff.
Amazing.
So that's it. That's a little one for you. So it sounds like we're making progress. They're helping. They're getting things back to normal as fast as possible, and that leads me to my next story, which is one I hit on like a few weeks ago. Dino Land construction. Lots of construction going on. In the tropical Americas, in case you don't know, Dino Land is slowly being dismantled. Not all of it. Some of the buildings are still staying and stuff like that. The dinosaur swirl's gone. Eventually, dinosaurs going to be gone. The big dinosaur is gone. I don't know if they're getting rid of the game area where you'd win free games. Dino Land is still staying, but they have excavators on hand. They're ripping that place apart, and they showed what it's gonna look like. In I think last week I was saying it's stupid, and not necessarily stupid. I was not sure how it was gonna all fit and have good cohesion and like look good. I take it all back. It looked amazing. It really did. And I really right here in my notes in bold, I was like, looks awesome. Like large attractions are coming, and I guess that's what they're saying, like large attractions. I guess one of them is going to be an Encanto attraction. I don't know if they're building the house. What's a house? Casita?
Yeah.
Hey, Casita, with the little flapping doors. Yeah. That was a great movie. Love that movie. So I don't know if that's how big it's going to be or what it's going to be. It's going to be a child walkthrough. Maybe they'll have animals. Maybe they'll have the little kids room that had all the birds and stuff and tigers in his room. But I think it'll look good, and I think Dinosaur needs a lot. I mean, I'm sorry. I think Animal Kingdom needs a lot of help right now. I really do. I was watching someone's live stream the other day, and it looked empty. There was nobody there.
So, Dino Land is very underwhelming, is all I'm going to say. It's been underwhelming forever.
Yeah.
There are people who swear by Animal Kingdom. The beauty of Animal Kingdom, from the tree to the safari to when you walk through Asia, there are things about Animal Kingdom that are spectacular and beautiful.
Yeah.
It was very thoughtful on how they did certain things.
True, Brody, yeah.
And then you go to Dino Land, and it's so lame.
Yeah, yeah. It reminds me of It reminds me of a nicer version of your typical carnival fair, like that comes through town and set up by a guy with one leg.
Not all of Animal Kingdom, just
Dino Land. Yes. And I think they play off that because they had that game that they used to give you a stuffed animal.
Yeah.
Right. Guarantees stuffed animal, which is nice. That's the Disney spin on it,
So I think anything that they're going to do, because I think it's hard. You have the beauty of Avatar, right? When you go over to Pandora, that land is so overwhelming.
Yeah, they did a really great job on that one.
And, then you leave Avatar.
Yeah.
And you go to Dino Land.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute, did you lose money? Did you did you spend all your budget, building the floating mountains? Which is not even true, because Pandora was built after.
Yeah.
So I think in my spin, I am sad that obviously, Dino Land was part of Animal Kingdom, and it's always sad to see something change.
Yeah.
But I think anything that they do to that park is going to only improve it.
Yeah, I believe I agree with you.
And I've seen some of the stuff for Tropical Americas, and again, it can't be any underwhelming than Dino Land.
Oh no, it's
restaurant.
It's gonna look amazing. Which restaurant?
There's a restaurant right. Don't follow up. There's a restaurant. It's currently still open. It's not going to be open for much longer. In Dino Land, and I feel like people have always complained about it. In general,
is it Rainforest Cafe?
No, that's when you first walk in. Anyway, keep going with your stories, and I will find it.
Dino Bite Snack, Restaurantosaurus.
Yes, I've never heard it. I don't think, and if I'm wrong, then forgive me.
I know I've never eaten there.
We've never personally eaten there.
Restaurantosaurus. I even have a hard time saying the name.
I think it's still open. I'm pretty sure it's still open. It's staying open for a little bit longer, but I think that one is going to be kibosh too. But I can look that up. Go.
Yeah, I mean, it's from the exterior is a nice looking restaurant, and I mean, it caters to everybody. It looks like a little sit down restaurant. I'm actually presently looking at the map. Not looking at the map. I'm looking at the menu right now, and it seems nice. Angus cheeseburger, Cobb salads, things like that. Plant-based items, chili burgers, kids meal, chicken strips. It's got all the essentials. So who knows if they'll probably keep that restaurant the same and just these are these are one of the structures that I don't think they're really messing with, because again, there's a bunch of buildings in that area that I think they're going to keep looking the same. So, but I'm actually excited for it. I think with all the construction going on and everything else, I think the fact that if they're going to do the construction, it like Epcot, We talked about this a while ago. For years, Epcot had those walls up and, they looked okay. They kind of directed you. The only problem is if you needed to jump over to a certain part, you kind of had to figure out, well, the walls, which way am I going around the walls? They were an inconvenience more than anything. I mean, obviously sucked to look at them constantly, but we got used to them. Not a lot of progress was made when those walls came down. I mean, yeah, did they get rid of what is it, Creations, the gift shop and everything else, and they came out with the new big one, and a couple little eateries and things like that. But then it was just like a concrete, gathering area where they're gonna do live shows and stuff like that. No rides, no new attractions. They did come out with Moana, and that was probably the biggest thing. But that's a walkthrough area, and we didn't even go on it our last couple times we were there. Like, nothing was like, "Oh my god, I have to go look at that area."
That's not true. I wanted to. Epcot that time that we went got away from us. It was 8 o'clock and then it was 1 o'clock and then we were watching fireworks. That was just one of those park days where you blink and the day is just gone.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Which is always so sad for me. So I feel like that's why we just ran out of time. And that was one of those experiences where we had to base our whole day around our virtual queue, which is why. Yeah, we had a virtual for Guardians of the Galaxy. It was like at 11 o'clock. So we had to hang out over in that area.
But even looking on the map, it's all just concrete. All of it. Nothing special, nothing spectacular. So to my point, at least with Dino Land and all the construction, you're going to get a whole new land. So instead of doing it piecemeal and being like, well, this year we're going to tear this down, we're going to put up a new ride, and that'll get some people over there. Now they're like, feeling the pressure of all these other parks. They're like, we're going to do all of this at once to get some people back over here. I mean, it's just my ideas because I sit on the Disney board, obviously. So, on to something completely different. This is one that I've pondered about for a while. And I really want to know your thoughts because I think the implications here are this could ultimately really affect your Disney experience. So I was listening to a podcast probably 6 months ago, and the people were talking about how they were at Pop Century, and they had gone into one of the restaurants or sit-down dining or quick service, and they were implementing or starting to try to use AI technology. And this is when you go and you grab your tray and you place the items on the tray and you walk up to a cash register and cameras scan your tray and charge you. There is no cast interaction. There is nothing. You're basically, a computer is looking at the items on your tray and having you then pay for those items. Card only, no cash, and taking off, like, go on, you're good, like, pay for it and go. Magic band, card, whatever you use, and just leave. What are your thoughts about AI technology now being used in other areas? So that was 6 months ago. Is now being used over at DCA, Disney California Adventure. They're now implementing it at a couple restaurants over there. What do you think?
I don't even know how to respond. I wish I had already heard this. So
Well, this is why this is
my brain.
This is Buzz.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't like the no cast interaction. I feel like that's the whole part of Disney, is to have cast interaction. Now, if it's to check out at a food court, meh, whatever.
Do you remember, not to interrupt your point, but do you also remember they tried to implement this when you checked in? It was kind of during COVID, and I remember one of the YouTubers that we watch, you might not have seen it, but where your turnstiles are, where your tap stiles to touch your magic bands, they were trying to implement a facial recognition system for pass holders. That thankfully phased itself out, or did it? Might come back in the future. We don't know. If they're like, well, let's put this one on the back burner, it works. This one seems like it might be sticking around because they've used it at a bunch of different areas.
If it's to check out for food at a food court, I mean, I don't know if I feel that there's any harm in that. Other than that makes me sad because that means that you're taking away jobs from people who probably really need the job,
Yeah.
or they're gonna relocate them, I hope, in a different role.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't get to, like, the parks where they're taking away cast members to do certain things. AI scares me in general. There's always that fear that AI is obviously third of the world.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course.
So and the more we move into certain AI things, I do get afraid, and I'm a huge brat. Like, I don't like bagging my own or paying for my groceries.
So he's gonna bring that up and make it relative, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're going into Target, also known for me as Target, I don't mind if it's a couple things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna go bag my own groceries. Like, as for this, it's if it's on your tray and it's gonna help move the lines aren't long though.
I don't
Unless you're, like, at high peak time.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're thinking it's
amazing.
I don't know if well, I mean, they have to pay for the technology and they have to implement this. So I bet the startup costs are not cheap when you have to buy, like, I don't know, 1,000 computers to replace 1,000 employees. That's probably going to cost way more than the employees. So I don't know what their long term, if they're like, oh, this will pay off 10 years from now. I don't know. Or maybe errors and, like,
That's what I was just gonna say was errors. Like, human error is normal.
Yeah, or even human kindness when you sometimes get that girl, "Oh, hey, little Bobby, I forgot to get my soda." And the cast member slides you 3 soda cups and is like, "Hey, don't worry about it. It's on me."
Yeah.
Yeah, well, those are those what they call pixie dust moments that Disney's known for. They know you're a family, they know you're stressed, and, the soda literally costs, like, nothing. You're gonna lose moments like that, and that's my fear, is computer-based programs.
Yeah, I don't love it.
I don't either.
I don't love it.
Yeah, I don't. I think we're all kind of in our daily life run by algorithms, and we're kind of like, do this, or schedules and things like that. And the minute a computer starts dictating how I spend my money or how I have fun, it kind of just makes me feel yucky inside, I guess.
Yeah.
No, but I don't. We'll see if it actually happens. Not to get all.
It's not happening at Pop Century. This is just a talk of it happening, but it is happening.
It happened at Pop Century. They put it was up and running, and not up and running, but they were doing like a test of it to see if it worked. And it did. And then they took it out of there, and now they're implementing it in 2 other restaurants at DCA right now. So
it's a practice run.
It is practice run over in DCA. Who knows? Maybe it didn't work here in Florida. Maybe it worked better over in DCA. I don't know. Or maybe they're just going to put it in every store in a wide rollout,
They would be smart to, if they're going to do this, to keep one lane always with a person.
If I'm being honest, when you mentioned grocery store, when I go to my grocery store, which our local chain is a local chain, it's probably like 50 to 100 stores. You go in, it's always been there. You come on home, let's just put it that way, and you walk in, you get your items, and you know how you always used to have your standard 1 through 20 checkout lines. Well, they got rid of about 10 of those, and now they have, call it 10 self-service checkout lanes. And it is monitored by one individual who is there to, quote unquote, help you if you need an item scanned or something like that. I always feel like that person is judging everybody.
Yes.
I always feel like that person is like, are you stealing? I know you want to steal. Don't even think about stealing, because they're walking behind you, and it makes me feel uncomfortable. And if I'm at Disney trying to scan my chicken strips or my milk or something like that, and I get an employee walking behind me, not in front of me, but behind me, it might make me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I don't know if, like, whoever's testing this is aware of that, because that face-to-face interaction that you have, it goes, it could be you could have just got off the plane, like our last trip. Could have just got off the plane, check your luggage and bell services, go get some breakfast at, Everything Pop or whatever the restaurant food court is. That might be your first Disney interaction with somebody, and they could smile and make you feel great. Good start to your vacation. Or you get some robot that pisses you off and starts charging you $300 for a bottle of water,
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. So, next story. Spaceship Earth.
Love Spaceship Earth.
It's the best.
I love it.
It's the best. Who's the current narrator? What's that chick's name? Judi Dench?
Helen
Helen Mirren?
Mirren.
Helen Mirren, right? Yeah. That's her name. Is it Judi Dench?
No, I think it's Helen Mirren. Oh, right.
Who's Judi Dench?
Judi Dench is also an actress.
They're not the same. They're
They're
not.
not.
Helen Mirren.
No.
Look up Judi Dench for me later. Who's Helen Mirren? I know you're right with Helen Mirren, but now I want to know Judi.
She's in Yellowstone currently right now with Harrison Ford.
Okay, but who's Judi Dench? Because they call her Dame Judi Dench.
I don't, off the top of my head, wouldn't be able to give you anything off the top of my head that you would know Judi Dench from.
Probably not. But I do know Helen Mirren from a couple movies. She's pretty good. She's a good actress. I love it. Anyway, my side tangent on this one is, that brought, 007.
Yeah.
James Bond with Daniel Craig. She was Pennywise or Penny or whatever her name is.
She's been in, I mean, she's extremely famous. She's been in lots.
Yeah, okay. But very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Gray-haired lady, British, notable actress. Mm-hmm. Another lounge.
Oh, I was going to bring this up. G48.
Well, G48. How about Geo82?
Oh.
Nikki's making up her own names. Geo48? Yeah, if you're looking for Geo48, good luck finding it. Yeah, it's Geo82.
Geo82.
Yeah, write it down. Geo82.
Yes.
Okay, because why is the Geo? Because you probably know this. What is Spaceship Earth? You did this on a story a long time ago. It's a geodescent sphere. Oh, how do you say that word?
I don't know.
The sphere. What type of Spaceship Earth? It's got a name. Geodescent, geo something or other.
Anyway,
it's
going.
A big math word.
Yep.
This is.
You were right. Judi Dench narrates Spaceship Earth, not Helen Mirren.
Oh my God, I thought it was Helen Mirren. It is Judi Dench?
The current narrator of Spaceship Earth attraction is Judi Dench.
Oh, wow. I really thought it was Helen Mirren.
I did too. I don't know.
Their voices are very similar then.
Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean.
Well, let's go back to this. And I know this from the past is I think Morgan Freeman might have done it.
Oh, I was just all there. Nope. So
Morgan Freeman did The Presidents.
Yeah, Vit Perrin narrated from 1982 to 1986. Walter Cronkite.
I'm Walter Cronkite.
Narrated from 1986 to 1994. Jeremy Irons.
Oh,
who's scarred.
Good.
But Jeremy Irons narrated from 1994 to 2007, and Judi Dench narrated from 2007 to present.
So scratch that. I thought it was Helen Mirren. It is actually Judi Dench. Where I pulled that out of, no idea.
Yep.
But
I think we've talked about it.
So you just actually hit the other point. 82. The ride was built in 1982.
Correct.
Okay, so there's the 82. Geo 82. Let me put it this way also. If you weren't born in 1982, there's a chance that you might not be able to get into this lounge because it's 21 and over.
That's what you meant by that comment.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. 21 and over. It is a beautiful looking lounge. They showed again concept art. They actually let a few people go inside and kind of peek at it while it's under construction. What are your thoughts? Again,
well, first, it's a geodesic sphere.
Geodesic. There's the word. Desic.
Geodesic sphere. Structure made up by triangles that approximate a sphere. So there you go.
I love the fact that you didn't look that up. I love the fact that you went inside your inner nerd brain and pulled that out.
Yeah, I don't know where.
Geodesic.
Geodesic sphere. I want to back up. I saw the concept art for the lounge. It looks beautiful.
Yep.
21 and older. Epcot is a haven for drinking alcohol anyway.
Never heard that.
I think that if you can drink responsibly, great. I think that if you're going to Epcot to get lit up, I struggle with that a little bit. I don't personally mind that it's a lounge for 21 and older. Why are you bothered by that?
Not bothered. I'm indecisive right now because I just don't understand who it is catering to, where you're like, hey, no kids allowed in here. Kids, beat it. Go over to the country and get drunk with all the rest of the people. Why are you bringing it to the front of the park? And why are you like, I wonder if it's going to be for special occasions or like conferences or, maybe you and I wanna go on a date night and leave the kids back with the grandparents or, like, unattended and
Yep.
alone. Um, so we hit it up there first. We go into that lounge where it's quiet, and then we walk over to Le Cellier. Is that the theory behind it? Is it like you can see a lot more and have more quiet spaces?
Yeah, I think that we kinda touched upon this one podcast a little while back. I feel like Disney is trying to house more to Disney adults. Disney is all about kids and about magic and things like that, but I think each park brings its own little nuance
Mm,
to certain people,
mm.
right? So I feel like Magic Kingdom is all about family.
Yes.
Magic Kingdom's all about family. You have
Yes.
Fantasyland, you have all the lands to for little kids, bigger well, not super big kids, but
Yes.
um Epcot is a mix. Epcot is a mix. You have rides,
Yeah.
and then you have the countries. And I do like that they have obviously put some rides within the countries because back in the day,
It's
there
like
was
it's
not.
like Hollywood next to Compton. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't, I mean, I think that if you are a grown up and you want to go and sit without children in the Disney park, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know how I feel about it because we're all going because it's Disney. And I'm gonna give you an example here, and this might be a little reaching, but when we went on a Disney cruise, we went on a Disney cruise a couple years ago. We're gonna probably do an episode about that. But I remember one day Nikki was in the solarium, or what do you call that? The sauna, the spa.
I was at the spa.
You were at the spa. And I was like, I want to take a tour of this cruise. And I moseyed on over to the 18 plus area, which was in the back of the ship. It had an infinity pool and everything else. And I was like, man, I want to go over here. It was, in my mind, it was not cool. The minute you cross the threshold of 18 and over past this point, it just became something different. It became just a regular cruise ship, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The minute you stop hearing children's laughter and like, like, oh, fun and games plinking and sounds and noises that we're all attracted to, and, obviously characters and things like that, well, you become a grown up. Like old ass Peter Pan would say, you're not a child anymore. You're something different. So the minute you start making exclusionary points inside the park where you got to be a grown up to come into this area, well, then you're losing that innocence of why we go to the park to begin with. I mean, I could be totally wrong, and I might end up loving this lounge. Who knows? I just think it's very interesting that in a park made for children, you have areas that exclude children.
So it's labeled, elevate your day at a lounge for guests ages 21 and up, featuring scenic views, innovative cocktails, and exquisite small plates.
Don't we? Oh, thank you. That actually led me to another point, but go ahead.
So, and reservations are required. I like that.
Yeah.
And what that means to me is if you're a grown up, right? And
Yep.
you want to go out to, maybe you do want to start somewhere nice and then you want to go to Le Cellier, like just you and your grown up partner.
Yep.
Because everyone, even with children or with not, likes a night out.
Correct.
Likes a night out. So if you want to go somewhere and you're like, you know what? I've been at the pool all day with screaming children, or you know what I mean? Like it's just been very children focused.
Yeah.
Then that. Or if you go as a grown up person, let's say your bachelorette party is here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
say
Yeah. Yeah.
you get to now go there and then go to dinner somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't, if they started popping up a lot more,
Lounges or over 21 lounges?
over 21
Yeah.
lounges. But I think even adults have the right to go somewhere that is adult themed.
I agree with you. I agree. I agree with you. It's just, here's the thing. They built that. It's called Space 220. We still haven't been there because I really don't have a desire to go there.
Yeah, but that's not.
But they have a whole bar area over there, and that's how most people skip the dinner section, is going to the Space 220 bar. And that is not jam-packed, no wait list, and technically, it's a bar. Technically, that is 21 and over to sit at that bar, correct?
It's labeled a sophisticated hideaway nestled within the iconic geodesic sphere.
It kind of reminds me of, remember a few years back, tapas? This is what I wrote in my notes, tapas. Here where we live in our area, all the rage was tapas, small plates. They're so cool. You couldn't handle big portions. You could only handle bite size. And it's like it just I have this feeling like right now somebody on Disney's marketing team was like talking to Bob Iger and being like, Bob, it's all about lounges. Lounges, lounges, lounges.
Yeah.
Let's make lounges everywhere. Like I was next to the Star Wars bathroom. Let's put a lounge there. Like put a lounge everywhere. And I get it. And technically that's where we're headed to. Because if you think about it in a map in your head, they're putting a lounge in every area.
You just brought up two way different stories. So number one, lounges in general.
Kind of connected, but go ahead.
Lounges in well, I mean your point.
Yeah.
Lounges in general are not a bad idea.
No, they're not.
To go get air conditioning, have your kids rest for 10 seconds. Then so there's like a multitude of these lounges now. So you've got DVC lounges where only fancy people get to go, right? Then you have regular lounges where everyone gets to go, and now you have an over 21 lounge. So I think they're different. I don't think lounges, quote unquote, in general, are a bad idea. Because rather than have everyone congregate in one area to eat food, now you have a couple areas where people can kind of rest.
Okay.
Everyone tells you build in rest into your day.
Correct.
So how they do that, whatever. So that's different than building a 21 and over tapas restaurant.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with the lounges. Again, and I know it's a part of something. I just think it's very curious that it almost seems so trendy that this is just what we're doing.
Yes.
And when it's 21 and over and it excludes, I guess I'm curious to see how it never seems to work well when Disney excludes people from something. Like it just always kind of puts a bad taste in the majority's mouth. And I guess we'll just have to see how this plays.
Yeah, it'll either really do well
or it'll close. Yeah.
Or it'll close, and
Right.
or they'll open it up to, or they'll change it and they'll open it up to everyone.
Yeah. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one.
GO82.
GO82. So, I don't know if somebody goes there and is like, hey, it's opening this year. It's opening late 2025.
Yeah.
So if somebody goes there and wants to like reach out on our Instagram page and maybe like take some photos and like hit us up and be like, hey guys, this is awesome. Feel free.
Yeah, let us know.
What's the handle? Should have mentioned that at the top of the show. Our Instagram page is You, Me, and Disney Podcast on Instagram, right? Okay. Anyway, excuse me. Moving right along. Rope drop. Are you a rope dropper?
110% I am.
What does rope drop mean?
Rope drop is when you get to the park, and back in the day, they literally used to have a rope.
I feel like I remember the rope.
Yeah, it was at Epcot.
Yeah, I feel like I remember.
Or anytime.
Stay behind this rope.
Stay behind the rope. So you get to the park a little bit before it opens, and people line up, and they used to have like a show or ring a bell or something like that and drop the rope, and off you race to your ride.
Tripped and kicked some old ladies out of the way.
Yep. Shoved people and, Are you a rope drop person?
I love rope drop. I'm early. Nicky and I, in our real life, are very early risers for our occupations. We both have to get up early. We both have to do our chores. We both have to go to work early. So we're up early anyway. So vacation is not vacation. It's just basically still getting up early and doing stuff. So we are rope droppers till 80% of the time park close.
Yeah, I will make my family. It's like being a drill sergeant. Be there 20 minutes before a rope drop, and we do not leave until the fireworks are over. And then if there's late hours, you bet your butt we're staying there too. So
yeah, extended hours.
So go rope drop.
Over in Magic Kingdom, the way it's worked in the past is it's a little bit different than every other park. When you walk in every other park, let's say I'll throw out a random number, 8 o'clock. You are allowed to, if you're early entry, if you are staying at a Disney hotel, get in a half hour early. So you walk through the gate, there's a separate line, and get to go in a half hour early. So 7:30 if the park opens at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Not make that confusing. At Magic Kingdom, you are allowed to, let's say if the park opens at 8 o'clock, You are allowed to go into the Main Street America, the first road you walk down an hour early and start going shopping.
Yes.
It's such a large area that they're like, hey, we can contain these crowds. What they would do is when you're done walking down Main Street, there's a hub, a big circle right in front of the castle where they would hold you. And there would be a line off to the right that goes towards Futureland and Fantasyland. And they'd allow you to go in and get on some rides early when it is time. Now, they're now allowing you to get in. I'm sorry, you're not allowed to go over to Adventureland or Frontierland in the Americas. You're not allowed to go over there, only to the right. They're now allowing people to get, only to go to the right. You're not allowed to still go over to those other areas, even with this early entry. Yeah, I looked into that. Okay. You're allowed to now they're letting you go through this area and now go get in line for these rides. Okay? Which means you can go, let's play this out. You get up at 7 a.m., you manage to get to the park at 7:15. They will then, even though it's a little bit earlier, it's a little before the half hour, they will go let you get in line. As long as your magic band checks out and they're like, yep, you're good, you and your party of however, because it works, the people that are staying in your room are included in this early entry. You then go, you get in line at Seven Dwarfs or at Astro Orbiter or Carousel of Progress. You get to get in line, so the minute they open the doors and they're like, hey, it's still early, come on in, which means you're now in line. You bypassed all this stuff. You could bang out ride. The other thing, Tron was not a part of early entry. Tron opened at 9 when the official park opens. You're now allowed to get in early. You're allowed to then get in line the minute they open up that area for you to go get into lines.
Yes.
They're not opening Tron up until 9, but you can stand in line for an hour and just be done with it before the park even opens. So to clarify, this says a lot of times, if the park opened at 9, you'd then go get in line for Tron. You'd maybe not get in until 10 because you had to wait that full hour before they let you in there. Now, if you're able to get in at 7:30, like 7:15, you're off that ride by 8:15. Well, no, you're off the ride by 9. Yeah. But you're getting an hour back, but by the fact that they let you get in line.
So I want to clarify, yes. Rope drop and early entry are different.
Yes, I might have smashed them in together. There's so much information.
So back in the day before early entry, everybody just did rope drop.
We all just rope drop, yeah.
We all just rope drop, meaning you are a herd of cattle waiting at this rope, and when the rope goes down, you get to disperse through the park and do your line. If you are staying at a Disney hotel, you get early magic hours for certain parks for certain days. So it's never the same. Never. So to Shawn's point, like, yes, if early entry for Magic Kingdom is 7:30, our plan, so I'm just going to talk about us as a family.
Yes.
If early entry was 8 o'clock, okay, if early entry was 8 o'clock, our goal would be to get on Main Street for 7:30.
Yeah.
Right?
Somewhere thereabouts. Yep.
Because as soon as, early entry happens, you want to hit a few rides. You were not allowed to get in line for rides that are quote unquote not open or not part of early entry. So like he just said, Tron is not an early entry ride. So if the park opens for all of the rest of the public at 8:30, you couldn't get in line for Tron until 8:30. What you're saying now is early entry folks can now just go run and wait in that line.
Correct.
To be the first people.
To be the first ones in here. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But for those people, if you want to wait in a line and burn through your early entry hours.
Yeah, because looking at the map right now, it's not 9 o'clock and Tron is not open. So there's wait times all around it. So you got Space Mountain 55 minutes. You got the Barnstormer 5 minutes. You got the Tomorrowland Speedway 5 minutes. Carousel of Progress 5. Everything's open and running. And what Nicky's saying is, You could go get in that line and be one of the first ones to get on Tron at 9 o'clock. You're missing the opportunity to get on all these 5-minute rides, but that's okay because if you did it in reverse and you did the 5-minute rides and then went to Tron, you're looking at a 2-hour long line. Or maybe not. Maybe Tron is the most important ride to you and you're just getting it out of the way.
I personally would rather do what we've done in the past and try to get us on as many rides as possible before the rest of the park opens.
Yeah.
Because if you are getting for early, we have historically run to Space Mountain. It's been a walk-on. So we do Space Mountain, then we do Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
So you've done 2 rides while all those people still haven't even gotten on Tron yet.
Peter Pan's flight's 75 minutes right now.
Peter Pan is
That is
75.
That is insane.
So
God.
the one thing about early entry and rope drop you have to be aware of is everyone is going to go to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, everyone is going to go to Tron, and everyone is going to go to Peter Pan. We have tried to do rope drop.
I'm sorry, not to interrupt you. I've never seen this in my life. Hey, look, Ariel is what?
0.
0 minutes.
Okay.
I've never seen a 0 before.
That must be a glitch. It's never.
Is 0 minutes. Like, folks, it's 0. Come on. Sorry.
So anyway, I think to each his own.
Yeah.
I think it's nice for people who want to go wait in line.
Yeah. Why not? Right. I mean, what's the point?
It's not my speed. Like, it's not how I do the park.
Yeah.
Our goal for the park is to get on as many rides as possible.
Yeah.
And if you can get on 3 rides before 9:30,
I'll usually always keep a tally. It's funny how we got to this point where I'll usually just keep a tally of how many rides we go on, which I know that shouldn't be the way we do it, but I feel like we are ride centric.
Yes.
Right.
Ride centric.
Yeah, we're ride centric. So there it is about rope drop, and maybe we could do a whole episode. Go ahead.
Can you now go to Frontierland and Adventureland?
No, you cannot. No.
So they're still congregating you in that area.
And to be very clear, this might not be permanent. There's some mild construction going on in the area, and it's maybe only temporary. I've heard mixed reports. I've heard that this is going to be like the way, well, they weren't clear, but I did hear it's 50-50. The other reporters were like, this is temporary. This is not going to be like 100%, which I don't know. I guess we're going to have to wait and see maybe how this plays out. Maybe it is a test. Who knows? Moving along, Bob Iger, you know who that guy is, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Current president of the Disney Corporation, which is like not just the parks, it's the, TV and ESPN and all these other entities that Disney holds, he has what's called an investor's call. You know what that is? Where he has to call and bullshit all the people and be like, oh my God, we're doing so good. Like, look at all the money we've made, even though attendance is down, or, people aren't signing up for Disney Plus. And he has to schmooze the investors, which ultimately affects the stock prices for Disney, because it is a publicly traded company. If the stock isn't doing well and the company isn't doing well financially, then people get upset. He made a couple announcements that I thought were interesting. One of these you actually shared with me, and I want to dive into this, and we can get into the other ones. Coco 2 is one of the announcements that he made.
Yeah, they are coming out with the movie Coco 2.
Yeah. Did you like Coco 1?
I loved Coco. Yes.
It's a great movie. I watched it yesterday.
I love that movie.
Yep.
It's very visually appealing. The story was good.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
The thing that I think is interesting about Coco 2 being in development is they put it up on their Instagram page, Coco 2, and they, showed the streamer and stuff like that, coming out 2029.
Ooh. That's far.
Is it? Is it far? Yeah, that's almost like another decade from now. Like, wow, and then they pulled it down. So they left the Coco 2, the Coco 2 up there, but took the date down, which I don't know if it was like...
Well, they have a lot in production right now, so I'm not surprised that they took the date down. I mean, they're coming out with Zootopia 2. They're coming out with Frozen 3. They're coming out with possibly a Toy Story 5. there is a lot of stuff in Disney production right now in their vault, so I'm not sure. I'm not. They should have just put up Coco too and not put a date.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah, like why you didn't have to give me a date. You didn't even have to tell me like and I kind of feel like, when he has these investor calls, they're like blue sky. When Josh Tomorrow's like, "We have all these plans. We're gonna and come up with like flying airplanes and we're gonna do this and drones and blah 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 and all these things that never come to fruition." And it's like you can think about them and get you excited about them, but is it ever really gonna happen?
Yeah.
You know? I thought it was very interesting. And another part of it was Figment.
What about Figment?
Well, they're talking about, I guess people like asking Bob, like, "Bob, what do you think about Figment?" Bob's like, "I love Figment. He's a good little guy." I guess he sent out a little tweet, something along the lines of, and I'm not going to say it exactly, like, "Oh, Figment, he's a great guy. I think we have something coming up for him."
Oh no.
So people are speculating we might get a Figment movie or a TV show or something to do with Figment. Speculation, merely speculation based on a tweet that Bob Iger set out. Who knows? I mean, obviously people love Figment. They have popcorn buckets where they line up down the road. Imagine, we all love it. My daughter loves. I went on Figment like 3 times in a row. One of the last times we were there. Like, he's great. He is great, and I know.
And they dress him up for Christmas time and put him in a Christmas
sweater. Because it isn't great. That huge ass Figment that you meet at the end of Figment. That big dinosaur.
Yeah,
Barney. We walked by him one time. I was a little scared, and I was like, "Let's move on. Don't make eye contact. Like, let's go." He was huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
So who cares?
One of my last stories, and this is one that came in late because after this investor call, a couple days later, I don't know if this investor call didn't go well. Disney usually releases their news on Thursdays. This released on Tuesday. Whole bunch of stuff. And I couldn't even, this could be a whole other show about like all the stuff that came out. So I just took one little thing out of it and wanted to talk about this one really quick because this one I think holds a special place in my heart. Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Did you hear about it?
I did.
You did. So yeah, it kind of it's mainstream because you heard about everybody's heard about this.
You're talking about the ride.
The ride, yes. Yeah. One of our first time I can, when you have memories of something, probably like when you're a child, it's one of your first memories that you're like, "Oh, I remember going fishing or this or that." I don't know if this was the first ride I went on at Disney.
It wasn't. I don't know why.
It definitely wasn't.
Core memory.
But it made a core memory. Like it embraced me with its love. And there was something about going on this ride and the colors and the sounds and the interaction. It is a ride that you interact with. To set the scene, it's basically a shooting range, and you're in this little cockpit, and you're flying down. And when this movie came out in 1995. I was already an adult, pretty much. I was definitely a grown up, but it was revolutionary. So Buzz and Woody and all these people in the movie, they hold a special place in my heart. So to be in a game/ride that you could interact with, it blew me away, and to see Buzz up there in his full animatronic, like, "Hey, Space Ranger," and this and that, and then see Zurg at the end, and you open up in these little valleys, and it's these bright pastels and these colors, and you're shooting little aliens, and you're looking at a score that is pretty great, and then you're trying to be the best one in your little vehicle, and if you have friends or family with you, you're like, "Hey, what was your score?" And everybody obviously wants to hit 99999, the top score. Never have.
People have hacks on how to do it.
I've tried the hacks. You got to be a pro, and then again, if you want to do the hack, is it even fun at that point?
What's your point? Yeah.
So to my point, they're upgrading the blasters.
They are. You're getting new
handhelds.
So if you've never been on the ride, you're obviously sitting in a stagnant space cruiser cart.
It spins.
Yeah. But it's not. I mean,
it's on a track. It's not flying around. Yeah.
And your blaster is connected.
Yeah. Yes. It's fixed. Yeah.
It's fixed. So it's connected to the thing. So the Star Cruisers are just getting a facelift and you're getting a new handheld. I think are you upset by this?
Not at all.
Oh, okay. I
I'm
thought you were
so
gonna like complain.
no, not at all. No, 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 not at all. So what is really happening is they're having a new opening scene.
Yeah, with Buddy, the
A robot. Yeah. So it'll teach you each vehicle, and they already let some people use the blasters to kind of get a feel for them. They're going to constantly be on, which if you didn't know now, they are constantly on anyway. If you hold a trigger,
Yes.
they will fire pulses. Pew, 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 pew. These new blasters are going to do the same, but different colors.
Yeah. So the last time we went on the ride,
Yeah.
so obviously because it's an Omni mover cart, it's
Yeah,
constantly
constantly,
going.
yep.
So anytime anyone, either wheelchair or handicap or anything, the ride has to stop. And so, like Shawn said, it keeps going. The last time on the ride, were in a very good spot. I have gotten the highest score I've ever gotten. And my mother at the time, I don't think her blaster was working because she's like, I don't understand. Why do I have 1,000 and you have like 200,000? And I happened to be just at a perfect spot with a Z. So the bullseyes,
Right in front of you.
the bullseyes are big Z's
Yeah,
reserved with the
yep.
little bullseye in the center. So I had this great score, but I like that they will stay on. And the
Yeah.
reason they stay on is because it is an Omni mover. And when you stop, at least you can like still spin your cart
Yeah.
and interact
Yeah.
on the ride.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're getting the Star Cruiser is getting a nice facelift.
Yeah.
I think the Z's are becoming more
They're
interact.
Yeah, they're gonna have flashing lights.
Yeah.
You know when you hit them. So the way they are now is it's kind of like a red. If you're used to like lasers and things like that, and like self checkouts, and they usually have like a red, clear kind of glass, transparent glass. That's what they look like now. Now they're gonna have like flashing LEDs on the circumference of them. So if you blast the middle, you're gonna know you hit it.
Yeah.
Because it'll light up and interact with you. Be like, you hit this.
Yeah.
I might be, these colors might change, but I might be blue, you might be green.
Yes.
So it's like if I'm firing a blue laser, I'll see the blue light up and you're green and blah, blah, blah. I'm so happy.
I'm wicked excited for this facelift.
People were complaining that the ride was like looking dirty and dingy and things like that. And I'm like,
It's a dark ride.
I didn't see it. Like, and I'm not one to complain anyway. Like, obviously, I make a lot of jokes about rides looking old or people, blah, blah, blah. This ride is beautiful. The colors are beautiful. I never even saw a problem with it, even if it is dating back to 1995 when this movie came out. But the difference with this ride versus a lot of other rides is they've made 4, possibly 5 movies along the way.
It's always
relevant. Buzz is relevant. Woody is relevant. Zurg, maybe people don't really know who Zurg is, but they know Buzz Lightyear. They even had a spin-off Buzz Lightyear movie that I've never watched.
I heard it was bad.
I heard it was horrible, but I'm wicked excited. What I'm not excited for is when it goes down soon. It is literally going down this summer. So it's gonna probably be a year.
So
Yeah.
possibly in August. So
Yeah.
again, if you are planning your first time ever trip to Disney World,
Yeah. Ugh.
my personal recommendations are to hold off
Yeah.
because Magic Kingdom is going to be very rough.
Let me ask you that though. I love
So now-
Disney. I love Disney. Not to interrupt you. I love Disney. You love Disney. Would you not go because of the construction? Would you wait?
There's so much to see, there's so much to do. I guess the reason my gut instinct to say that is when you go to Disney, I'm not talking about seasoned people like you and I.
Yeah.
I could go tomorrow
Yeah.
and
Be fine.
one ride could be open and I would still enjoy every second of it because we've been.
Yeah.
Because we've been. We know the park. If this is your first ever experience,
Yeah.
to go to Magic Kingdom, which is beautiful and very interactive, and Buzz Lightyear down, and there's major construction in Frontierland, and Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is down. I just think you're not gonna get the Disney flavor.
Yeah.
So, you're going to Animal Kingdom and Dino Land.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of construction, but
I mean, am I telling people not to go to Disney? Of course not. Like,
Yeah.
I love Disney. Like I just said, I would get on a plane tomorrow and go and be and not care.
Yeah.
There's still a lot to do, still
Yeah.
see. I'm talking to the people who have never, ever, ever been and want that experience.
Yeah.
I just think it's gonna be hard.
I think back to my first time going.
There was no construction.
There's no construction, but even if there was construction, again, with those walls and the way they're built, you might not know what's going on. You might not be aware of actually what you're missing.
I'm just
Yeah. I think I think if you already have a trip planning, I go. There's still so much magic. There is. You know, like even walking down Main Street, like you're gonna get feels and stuff like that. Again, you're never gonna be able to go on every ride. It is impossible with a family. It is impossible to do every single thing. So if these rides are down, it's now just limiting maybe the experiences you wouldn't have been able to do anyway, if that's how you want to think about it. And just focus on the rides that are open and go have a great time, you know? Like
yeah, I guess you're right.
yeah. And you know, in a year or whatever from now when everything's back open, it's gonna be like the most amazing parks in the world. So that's all the buzz for this week.
It's all the buzz.
That's it. That's it.
Buzz.
It is a lot, and there was so much more, but again, all these stories pretty much dropped after I'd written out my bullet points. But so hey, next week I want to start something.
Okay.
I was thinking about it. Instead of us doing news every single week, I'm thinking of doing at the top of every month a special episode, and we're gonna call it the top of the month treat episode.
Okay.
All right. So, you know, whether it be a trip we've gone on or like a ride report or maybe like a cruise news or how to, you know, do lightning lanes or, you know, whatever it might be. So I'm thinking the top of the month, we're going to do something different. And then we'll go back to our regular news every other week after that, just to keep things fresh and going.
Love it.
So what I was thinking for our next episode, we're going to cover our top 5. You get 5 and I get 5 actual rides. We talked about this before.
Not experiences, rides.
Shit.
Or your 5 most favorites.
5 most favorite experiences. Yes, experiences. So that could be like an experience. It might be Lion King. I see. I already get to ride. But Lion King, or like she just said, the Tiki Room. So top 5. This is going to be the hardest assignment I've ever had in my life. But we're going to do this, and it's present. We can't bring things from the past that have already closed, like Splash Mountain. So it has to be present rides, okay? Yeah, I know, but I'm saying you can't pull some shit out like, you know, from 20 years ago. Okay. Anyway, so that's that. We're gonna do our top 5. Do you have a hack for this week?
My quick hack is about the parade, because you had said something about the parade earlier. I thought about, and I think we've used this hack before about where to sit. The hack kind of fell apart because we used to sit right outside of the shooting range. So in Magic Kingdom for the Festival of Fantasy parade.
Yes.
Right outside. So it might be gone.
The little
seating
area box with the tree.
Might be gone.
Oof, yeah.
Anyway, so my hack is if you love parades and you're obsessed with Festival of the Fantasy, try to go somewhere at the beginning of the parade for 2 reasons. One, you get to see the beginning of the parade, and when after they pass by, ride times around that area tend to go down a hair because everyone has run to go to the parade.
Yes.
So try to get in the beginning of the parade, because then you can possibly, like if you're waiting for Big Thunder Mountain or you're waiting for Pirates, those ride times right after might, during the beginning of the parade, might go down a little bit.
Yes.
So, and when you sit in the very beginning, you can get some Dole Whip.
Yes.
And watch the parade because the Dole Whip is right there.
Yes.
What's your hack?
Mine is a really quick and easy one, which sunscreen.
Yeah.
Bring sunscreen. Like, you know, if you have a backpack or your stroller or whatever, the worst feeling in the world, especially if you come from New England and your skin is pasty because you've been locked indoors for like 9 years, because the winter's coming. Your first day of feeling the warmth in Florida, you're like, oh my God, this is the best feeling in the world. And you don't put on some sunblock on your children or your back of your neck or your hands or arms, you could literally like melt away and it could ruin the rest of your vacation. So
I'm going to hand off of that or spin off of that, bring spray.
Spray. Yeah, the sports stuff, right? That you don't have to slosh on and just like just basically
your neck,
coat yourself.
ears.
Yeah, yeah. So that one's easy, and it's pretty much hats and sunglasses too. Just come prepared because it can be 9,000 degrees in the park. So that's it. So next week we'll do our 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 triple treat episode, top of the month episode. So do you got anything else?
That's it. That's all I got.
All right. So until next week, stay classy, Disney.
And thanks for stopping by.
Thank you. Bye.